Welcome in this video, and here you're going to see a universal opening how to play with the white pieces. This is amazing, it served me for many years, I have very good results, and Magnus Carlsen himself is using this one. What I'm talking about, after the first move d4, d5, c4 and e6 we have the queen's gambit, and here we can play the move knight to f3. We don't know exactly what we're going to play yet, but after knight f6 we can choose this move g3. This is the Catalan opening. Many people consider this as an annoying opening. And why they are annoyed? Because it's a very well system and we can squeeze our opponent. It's not so easy for black to play actually, to know what exactly to do. The main idea behind this Catalan opening is to play the bishop here on the long diagonal, castling fast. You will have very secure king, so the black don't have a lot of tricks actually how to attack the white position. And after this we're going to press step by step, and now black has some options actually. The first setup that black can choose is d takes c4. Not right now immediately, but in general he can capture that pawn. This is a very risky strategy actually, because they are getting one pawn, but we have other advantages. We have very nice development, we have very solid center, and this diagonal is open actually. We have a lot of good things here, and white can capture this pawn immediately, or very soon he can capture this back. For example, he can play something like this, black can try to continue protect that pawn, and now we have the move a4, try to destroy black's pawn structure. And for example, you are threatening this, and he cannot play this move because still we can take on b5, and he cannot recapture because our rook is on this file and we can take his own rook. So maybe he can do something like this, and now the pawn structure is completely destroyed, and this is a dream scenario for a white player, because he's going to collect some of black pawns and the more weaknesses are going to remain in his position. This is the first setup actually. If he just capture with this d takes c4, and here you can choose other things. For example, you can give this check, and we can happily parry this check with the bishop. And what I would like to exchange the dark square bishops, it's okay, because the main problem, this bishop is remaining in the position, and black didn't manage to solve this problem. He didn't say how to develop, he don't know exactly how he's going to develop this bishop on c8, and this is the problem on the black pieces actually. So this is the setup number 2, and setup number 3, the close Catalan, is to play this move here on e7, and after good development to castling, and sooner or later black can capture here on c4, again taking this variation. And here you have a lot of different ways, and I'm going to show you an amazing game how to play actually. You can take this pawn back. It is a fear, let's say, for more beginners Catalan players, that black is going to capture that pawn, but this is not an issue because in many cases we can take it back very easily. For example, here we can play queen a4, and after this we can take that pawn, right? And this is the old line, because people can play b5 and after this you can develop the bishop. So we have more modern ways to continue. For example, we can play queen on c2, and after the move a6 we can play a4, for example, now stopping black for playing this b5 idea. How can we use this opening in other systems? For example, what else we can do? I told you that this is a universal opening, and for example, after the King's Indian defense, for example here we have the King's Indian defense, white can play knight f3, and after this we can play this one. And the main idea is to develop the bishop here. This is the fianchetto variation in the King's Indian defense, but it doesn't matter so much. It doesn't matter, the name doesn't matter so much. It matters to understand the position, what is going behind, and you can play these systems against anything actually. Knight here and bishop on g2 and castling. Another system is the Dutch defense. He can play a 5 move, and after this continue this motif actually in the same chess tabia to develop the pieces like this. We have the same position again, and we have this Catalan pressure in this diagonal. We can play c4, so something like this. And of course we have the e5 square, because he weakened that square after this move f5. And now you are going to ask actually, what is this system about? Why Catalan is very good system, but can you compare it with the system that black pieces have? I used to play this system as well actually, and this system is Grunfeld defense. How to reach this one? After the moves as we mentioned, and after the move knight to c3, now black has an option. He can play the pure King's Indian defense. I have a detailed article on my website actually, you're very welcome to check it out, about the King's Indian defense, and I'm going to prepare lessons about the King's Indian defense, a course. I used to play the King's Indian as well, and after bishop to e7, the main idea is that you are allowed white to capture the center, and after this you would like to counter attack later with the move e6 and e5 and things like this. However, here we can choose the move d5, and this is the Grunfeld defense because we are fighting immediately for the center of the board, and this is exactly like the Catalan opening. If you play the Grunfeld, you can play the Catalan as well. It's cousins, very close systems, and the idea is to play something like this, castling, and play the move c5 at the right point. In Grunfeld defense, c5 is very important to liberate this bishop in this diagonal, the long diagonal. And now please let me share with you a fantastic game that I prepared for you. The game started after the move d4, knight f6, c4, e6. Black is inviting to the Nimzo-Indian defense. We don't know exactly what he's going to play yet. It's a very solid and very nice system, and after knight to f3, here black decided to go to the Queen's Gambit, transpose from one system to another, and these first moves actually are extremely popular and people do this. Sometimes they are going to play the Nimzo-Indian defense or the Bogo-Indian here, or try to play the Queen's Gambit with this move d5. The game is Carlsen-Giri, that we are going to see from very strong players, and now we have the move g3. Of course we can play the Queen's Gambit, we can take here, we can play knight c3, we have other options, but the Catalan system characterized after this move g3. And now we have bishop e7. We are trying to play the Grunfeld defense with a tempo up, because we already managed to play this move c4. This is one of the ideas. And after bishop g2, castling, here Giri decided to capture on c4, play this risky line to capture there, and we're going to see what is happening. And here you will have a question, what is happening after the move c6? What is happening here? And if you have this question, I have a cool solution for you. Chess openings are extremely important, and especially if you play blitz games. Do you struggle with them? No more! We have a specific and very simple solution for you. Asaf Givon and Angelo Kesaris created the chess course, the best 10 aggressive and blitz-friendly openings. Follow the link below and grab your gift today. Coming back from this cool solution, you can actually improve yourself without a coach. Very nice, and you're going to spend less money comparing to have a personal coach or to go in online training, for example, or you can spend less money that you are going to give to your club, for example. It's very nice, very entertaining to learn with the chess courses online. And here Giri played that move, and Carlsen himself, the world chess champion, the ex-world chess champion, used this Catalan system for the World Chess Championship match. So this is very serious actually. White is going to take a small but elastic initiative. He's going to keep it. And after this one, of course, the main line is something like Queen c2 or something like this. Giri is very well prepared actually, and here Carlsen prepares something else. Of course, I'd like to mention that knight e5 is also on the cards. We can play this move knight to e5, but here Carlsen played this move knight a3. And black cannot really play random and natural moves. For example, if you continue like this, very natural move, we can take on c4. And now he has to develop the bishop, right? So he can continue with another natural move, something like this, to put the bishop here. And immediately he is losing. Why? Because we can play the knight here. But here he can take, and of course, chess is not only memorizing or learning opening theory, you need to calculate. Calculate in chess is like running. You need to calculate in every position, and in order to do that, first of all you need to know the tactics, the basic tactics, to observe actually what is happening on the board, and then in order to calculate better you need to improve your general understanding, for example with positional play or with attacking principles and things like this. Now he just captured e5, he captured a knight here, We can take the rook, but we should not take the rook immediately because he can take our knight on c4. So for that reason we have to take first of all here, and after this, for example, try to block the diagonal. We have a sub variation here. Both of the players saw this one, and for this reason black didn't enter there because we have this one attacking the queen, putting pressure on the bishop, and after this we can take, and now e4. You see, very concrete play, and white is attacking, bombarding in the center. What are you going to do now? Knight f6, for example, and now all the problems will happen. We should not be in a hurry to play e5 immediately because he can jump there, and then black has a very good position. But we can play this one, and a lot of problems can happen with this bishop on g2 because we are threatening something like this, or to take an e5, and this bishop is really a monster. This is a variation, and white is clearly better here. So during the game here he didn't just play normal moves, he just captured here, and after this we have another unique structure, As I explained in 11 positional chapters, having double pawns on the edge of the board is bad. However, we need to have open mind actually and understand what is going on. White have a fantastic initiative here with his pieces. What he has in return, the bishop pair, very active knight, control on the center, and the opportunity to attack on this b7 square. The game continues like this. He is threatening now to play something like b5 to overprotect that pawn. So white is calmed. He played first of all a4, stopping this b5 move, and after this he just played bishop there, attacking the rook on f8, and after that he played queen c2, and now he's attacking the pawn. Of course his opponent, Magnus' opponent, is Giri, very strong player, and now he thought about that and he played this move knight to d7. What this move is doing, he would like to protect that pawn, and white played a very nice move here. What is this nice move? Catalan is not only for the beginners actually, it's for intermediate to advanced players, because you need to understand what is going on behind, and you should not be in a hurry. This is very important. You should not be in a hurry, and if you would like to become a better player, you should add this one on your playing style actually. And here white didn't capture immediately because black will have this threat, knight to b6, attacking this queen on c4 and the pawn on a4 at the same time. For that reason here white played this very nice move, rook ac1, and if you understand the concept behind this one, you're going to understand chess. What is the concept? The concept is that white plays a very useful move. We are going to do this useful move, right, improving the position of the rook. We are not in a hurry to capture that pawn, but at the same time black don't have a useful move himself. What you're going to do, for example, if you play here to protect that pawn, then we can play a5, kicking the knight away, and then we're going to take on c4. He don't have a useful move. So Giri came up here with a move a6. He just captured now the pawn because he calculates something concretely. Now we have knight here attacking the queen and the pawn on a4, and Carlsen played this very nice move, queen on c3. Why? Make black moves difficult. For example, he cannot take on a4 with the bishop because you can take on c7. He has to take with the knight, and now after queen here, he created a tactical threat, and the knight is on the rim, is on the edge of the board. This is very bad. He lost some time, and he is going to continue losing time in order to reactivate this knight. And what is the threat? Because it's very important to see this threat, and the threat is to capture here with the rook, eliminate the defender, and after this one we can take there. But here Giri came up with a solution, queen on d5, and you're going to face such problems during your games. What are you going to do now? Because he said, I'd like to exchange queens, and what are you going to do? And black has an extra pawn, right? What we are going to do? And Carlsen came up with a very nice solution. He just captured with the rook there. At the first it looks impossible. What you are doing actually? But here we have he has some problems. White is threatening the knight, first of all. The queen captured on c6, if I'm not mistaken, yes, but he cannot take with the pawn because we can take the knight. And he cannot take the queen because we can take with the pawn, he can take our rook, but we're going to take the knight. We're going to win material. And for that reason, he just captured like this. Now we have knight e5, another very standard move in this opening. And you see that we are a pawn down and an exchange down. However, white has a very cool position. The bishop active, the knight, this bishop. The rook is coming somewhere. We're pressing that pawn. What he's going to do? He played queen here. And now we have queen there and rook. And now he didn't play correctly. White would like to play rook on b1, and here black played knight on d5, not the best move, tried to give up something actually, some material. The best move was knight on b6. Why Giri didn't find this move? That we can find very easily on analysis, because during the game it's very difficult to find all of these moves. I know if you play on chess.com or in another side, your opponent can think about 3 or 5 seconds, find this move, and after this one attacking the rook, he's not going to move the rook, he's going to play this extremely difficult move, attacking your bishop as well. And it's very, very difficult, even for the strongest players on the world, to find all of these moves. This is very, very actually difficult, because here we can take the rook, he can take there, we can take this one, attacking that pawn, the game continues, this is a sub variation, he can take the bishop, we can take, he can go there, we can take there. And now we're threatening. Maybe Giri saw this one and he didn't saw the move here, because now we are continue threatening this check, and after king on g8 we have this discovered check capturing the queen. And here queen e8 is not a solution actually, because you can play queen on b3, and we're threatening the knight, and we're threatening this check, and after king here we're threatening that check again to capture the queen. So the correct move in this position is queen on d5, and suddenly black managed to stop white's very brutal attack, very, very brutal attack. But the game can continue actually, the better player is going to win. We have 3 pawns for the knight actually, it's very complicated still. And Giri didn't manage to find all of these best moves, he just played knight d5, and as you can see, even the best can make some mistakes. And now after this move we are threatening the queen, he went here, we captured on d5, but here maybe Carlsen was out of the theory, and we have another very elegant, very strong move. I'm showing you these moves not only to repeat them during the game, but to think about them during the game. And you cannot do it in a blitz game actually, you need to do it in a classical game. For that reason you need to play classical games with more time. And the elegant move is this one, bishop on e4. Why this move is so good? Because we are threatening this one, and we are making more difficult for him to play, try to make him make some mistakes, some weaknesses around his king actually, to play the move g6, because after the move g6 we will have some squares around there to jump around. For example, now we can take there, we're threatening this one, he can play something like this because we're threatening b7 as well, and now we can take, we have this move, try to put the rook here, or we have these threats actually to attack this a king like this, the checkmate pattern. For this reason it's important to create some weaknesses. I'm not blaming Carlsen, he just captured here on d5. This is very good move actually, it's not a bad move, but the best move here is to provoke some weaknesses and then capture on d5. This is what I'm telling you. But he just captured here, and now he captured with a pawn, and we have this one, he played c5 because this pawn is under attack, and after c5 we have queen on a5, and you can see all of the white pieces are on the edge of the board, but we have fantastic activity. We are threatening this one, he has amazing activity, and he played with one of the best players in the world, Giri, and we are on move 22. Really impressive what he did with a Catalan opening. And after this he just captured here, now he's threatening the pawn on d5, and after this we cannot just capture his queen because he's going to take our queen with a rook. So we have this move, and after that exchange queens, and you can see sometimes you can create a brutal attack on the king side, but we are not going to win only with this brutal attack. Sometimes again we can go on the end game and try to win on the end game. This is a powerful pawn, try to push it forward, and the knight can come here to unblock this square or to capture the rook. The game continues like this. For example, we have this move, and after this he's threatening the pawn on e2, and he played this one, and he cannot really capture the pawn there, because we can go here and we can continue with strong pressure. For example, yeah, it doesn't matter so much. He gave this check, and after that he played this one, attacking the rook, and again he can take here, king f1 for example. He can take the knight and the king can approach, something like this, and we have this motif, and the knight is attacking this one, so we're going to win. So he played there because white is threatening this check as well to capture that pawn. So he played there, king f1, and after this try to exchange some pieces to release the tension actually, because white is not going to take immediately, he's waiting. What are you going to do? You don't have a useful move. I told you this earlier actually, the very important technique. So we have this take, and now he just played this one, and after this he just captured that pawn, protect the bishop. He has a fantastic position here. He has two extra pawns, and white has all the possibilities to win this game. So Giri resigned here, he didn't resist, so he didn't continue resisting. This is what we saw today, a fantastic weapon that even Magnus Carlsen and many other players use it, the Catalan opening. You can play these moves actually, you can play very nice games with solid positions, and you can press your opponents in order to win. Thank you very much, and I'm talking to you soon. So, why you should become a member? This is an amazing opportunity to you to support the channel and gain access to exclusive perks. Well, it's not just about supporting the channel, it's about becoming part of the exclusive community. You'll be helping me to continue creating the content you love, and in return you get some fantastic benefits. We have 3 membership levels, tolerated fit everyone needs: the gold, the diamond and the platinum. Join as a member is a great way to interact with me directly. You will get loyalty badges next to your name in comments, access to custom emojis and special discounts. I prioritize replies to members. Access exclusive videos available only for members to enhance your chess skills. The time to improve is now. On the platinum membership plan you will get a chess course for free. So what you are waiting for? Click the join button to become a member today. Let's take this journey together to the next level and unlock these amazing perks.